Transmigration with QQ Farm, Chapter 3.1, White Lies. Cheng Zhao Zhao opened her eyes and smiled at her brother. "Okay, I'll be right there." "Okay, go quick." Looking at the good-spirited older sister, Cheng Zhenyuan had a look of puzzlement on his face. He felt that his big sister was different than she was before, but he couldn't quite put his finger on it. Truth was, every member of the Cheng's family, except for Mr. Cheng, had noticed the change in Cheng Zhao Zhao, but they were family. No matter how different she was, they wouldn't think too much about it. Cheng Zhao Zhao, who was already filled from the white radish, finished her porridge and gave her bun to her younger sister. Now her biggest problem was how to bring the goods out from the dimension into real life. She couldn't possibly tell the truth and produce them in front of Mrs. Cheng. She'd never be able to explain it. Cheng Zhao Zhao smacked her forehead and had a headache from trying to figure this out. This was such a hassle. "Big sister, we've got to go into the mountain and collect firewood today. We're running low on firewood," said her younger brother, Cheng Zhenyuan, interrupting her thought process. "Into the mountains." "That could work! Let's go into the mountain." At least she could find some reason to explain it away. A happy Cheng Zhao Zhao checked in with Mrs. Cheng, grabbed a few ropes and a machete, and headed into the mountain with her two younger brothers. The 7-year-old sister stayed home to keep the parents company. Leaving the front door, she saw a somewhat familiar yet somewhat foreign countryside. A few light white clouds glittered across the sky. Roofs, walls, trees, and fields scattered around the hills and rivers. A sea of green combining with smoke rising from the chimneys, the entire scenery looked like a traditional Chinese painting. From this point forward, this is her hometown and her home. Cheng Zhao Zhao took a deep breath and collected her mixed emotions. She told her brothers to follow her closely, and then turned and headed towards a path behind the house. Behind their straw house were stretches of mountains, reaching high into the sky. The mountains were covered by thick green vegetation. A clear lake at the foot of them surrounded half the mountain like a jade belt. Unfortunately, around the mountains were fields of basil with barely any inhabitants, making the area look very undeveloped. An occasional pheasant and wild bird would fly past, giving it some liveliness. Cheng Zhao Zhao took her two brothers to the closest mountain, a location that her family visited often. It was closer to inhabitants, so there were less wild beasts, making it relatively safer. "Drengyuan, Drengbin, you guys go collect the firewood around here. I will go into the valley up front and see if I can find some herbs for Dad," Cheng Zhao Zhao told her two brothers as she wiped the sweat from her forehead. 12-year-old Drengyuan nodded and, concerned, added, "Okay, big sister, you be careful." "I will. Drengyuan, take good care of Drengbin. When I come back, I will help you tie up the firewood, and be careful of snakes." Cheng Zhao Zhao explained it all carefully to her brother. "Okay, we'll be careful." Drengbin, standing next to them, complained, "Big sister, I'm not a kid anymore." "Okay, nobody is a kid. Just be careful. Don't wander too far away." "Okay, big sister." Cheng Zhao Zhao parted ways with her brothers. Watching the two of them entering into the woods, she sighed. If she didn't have to hide the dimension from them, she really didn't want to let them out of her sight. It's dangerous in the woods. Anything could happen. She must find a place fast, then go meet up with her brothers. She took the slope down to the nearest valley. It was surrounded by sharp cliffs. There were no other ways in. In the valley were layers upon layers of clouds. Cheng Zhao Zhao was very careful about the surroundings. She didn't want to have any accidents.